Welcome back to the Virgo channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, rules can be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. If you're new to the channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you'll always find in the description box below. If you're interested in shadow healing, definitely want to check out my Patreon link because I have a shadow healing coaching program that is only $7.99 a month. And it comes with inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to help you heal the effects of trauma, which is really important because you don't realize that over time, psychological trauma conditions our nervous system, it conditions our mind, it conditions the way that we perceive ourselves and the world around us, and our behaviorisms then are built on those perceptions, so that when we are trying to manifest, they actually create blockages to not being able to manifest the life and the life experiences that we want to have. And that includes loving relationships. All right. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells us why everyone does what they do. I like to look at everything within the readings. I don't just look at what goes on the surface, because a lot of times what goes on the surface isn't true. People try to make you perceive a certain way by the way that they act, but they're coming from their mask. They're not coming from a true self, especially if they're wounded, right? People that have shadows, they've detached from parts of themselves. They've rejected parts of themselves. They've been conditioned to believe that they need to act a certain way. We can normally tell by how a person acts whether or not they're giving a lot of energy, too little energy, by the words that they use, by the way that they make us feel. The issue is that when we're attached to someone that makes us feel a certain way and we have love for them, we can then adapt to certain behaviorisms to deal with that. And that creates blockages within having the type of relationship that we want to have. All right, let's jump right on in before my dog goes crazy. I don't know who's outside, but hopefully we'll get through this reading. Jealousy. That's the underlining energy that you're going to write in your comment bar, jealousy, right? So you'll know if I chose you, if I wrote the word jealousy underneath, if I wrote the word winner underneath your word in the comment bar. If I did, we'll just correspond back and forth on YouTube just a little bit. Then eventually you'll reach out to me through my email, tell me what days and times you're available so we can actually do your reading. All readings are done live. Just so you know, I believe in spiritual law, what's best for everyone. What's best for me, I get to display the type of reading, you get to get the reading for free, and whoever resonates will actually be able to take away the information and hopefully integrate it within their situation to be able to shape shift their situation, especially when we're dealing with jealousy, right? I feel like you're connected to someone that is very wounded. I think that they like to create a lot of triangles. They wanted to create a lot of jealousy within inside of you because they knew how much you liked them. And you didn't react the way that they perceived that you would. I also believe that they're connected to someone that is extremely jealous because they feel as if they have sacrificed their life to be with this person. And like I said before, I feel like this person's really wounded that you're connected to. And the reason why is like, I feel as if they are not emotionally intelligent. They don't like to ever like really show any type of vulnerability, so they can come across like an asshole, very cold. And I feel as if they've been connected to someone for a really long time, that they kind of starved emotionally. And this person like has gotten to the point where like I feel like they've tried everything to try to make your person like fall back in love with them. And I don't know whether they were ever in love with them, but that beginning phase of when the romance was kind of all passion, which the beginning of a relationship, that's usually what it is, right? You don't really know the person, you're attracted to the person. It's what you perceive this person is not really who they are. And I believe that, again, the person that's attached to them believe that your person was someone that was really good, had all the ingredients, but that's not, really who they are. And because I feel like your person like compensates who they are. So it's again that because they compensate who they are by being still connected to people in the past, not really knowing who they are, and then like perceiving for a long time that they were better, that they didn't have to give. Well, now again, you're proving them wrong. And I feel like they perceive that your life is so good, so happy. So there's a little bit of jealousy there. There's a very fine line between love and hate, but this is how we know a person is wounded. When a person's wounded, they can't see you happy. It doesn't mean that they don't love. They love you from their level of consciousness, and their level of consciousness, it like understands love with attachment, but not really love that's authentic. And so like I said, I believe that this person is connected to people from the past that they don't really have feelings for, and the relationship really should have been over a long time ago, and maybe it is in your person's mind, but they're codependent. And so like you said, there's a sense of I'm not happy with my life, but I don't really know how to change my life. And the person that's connected to your person is like really jealous because they're like, usually by now, you usually give me something. I make you feel bad enough that you give me something. I understand I'm manipulating this relationship, but I don't care. I like the way that it looks. I'm like, if I'm not going to be with you, then who am I? I don't really know who I am. So, like, again, the karmic, it's not so much that they're so in love with your person, they're more in love with their life, what people perceive. And that's because this person doesn't really have an identity, and they're not, their identity was to marry your person or to be with your person and to create this life, but your person was never really on board with that, is what I'm feeling. And so everyone's living at a balance. And I feel also because you do have feelings for this person, but this person never gave you anything, their way was to create some sort of jealousy within inside of you, in hopes that you would give them more so that they wouldn't really have to change their life. Because again, your person gets very confused between what guilt is and what love is. And when they're around this karmic, it's this karmic makes them perceive certain things, makes them feel responsible. And so because of that, these karmic themes continue to play out that keep your person in a place of limitation and obviously anger, because they're like, I'm not living the life that I want to live, but I feel responsible for this person. But I guess I do love this person because I'm not like changing. So I believe that the karmic has put a lot of time and energy into gaslighting your person also, into making them perceive you're responsible for me. You need to be a good person and do the right thing. You're not a good person. Almost like you're not a good person because you don't love me. You're not a good person because you've created all of this, made me do where your person never made them do anything. It's that they wanted to do it to kind of staple themselves in place and then been like, well, now you have to give me. So your person is like, I don't really know how to even get out of this. Like this was never supposed to be like what it's turned into. And so there's a jealousy on everything. There's also jealousy with your person thinking that now, why aren't you coming back? How come you're not talking to me at all? Usually all I had to do was reach out and we would by now pick up the conversation, but there's a sense that you're like standing your ground, like, I don't really want this. because you're not giving me anything as long as you're attached to that person. So there's like an elephant in the room that you're like, don't want to talk about. And that's the thing. And that's why your person kind of stays away from you, because it's like, it is the elephant in the room that they don't know what to do about. I wish I could share my good news with you, but they, I feel like they're strategizing. They keep telling themselves that they're going to leave. My issue is I feel like they've been telling themselves this for a long time, and the karmic has been put like obstacle in front of obstacle in front of obstacle in front of them to make it like not to like delay them, to be like, no, it's really like I'm your person. No, it's really I'm your person, and I can't, we have such a great life. Why would you ruin our life? You're gonna ruin your life. Like creating a lot of doubt within your person. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. So it's like your person's still like, I don't really care. Like what I feel like the karmic, and this is what's freaking the karmic out. And I've got a similar reading not too long ago. So it's not uncommon that this type of theme would continue to kind of bleed into other readings, because like I said, this karmic is obsessive. This karmic is obsessive. And it is a spiritual lesson, because I don't think your person was aware, like, of the difference between guilt and love, and what felt right and what didn't. I think that your person just didn't, like, they thought that they had a good life. They thought that they were a good person. They thought that everything, and now like that karmic makes them feel bad. It's like, because what's happened is it's like no matter what they do nice, your person still is kind of like detached. It's like, I'm not like thinking about you. It's like you won't let me like come to my own like realization. Like I'm starting to see that you're very manipulative. And the more that your person is awakening to this, the more that this karmic person is getting like out of hand, almost like bipolar. Because they just can't believe that they can't manipulate it, because they're like, by now, well, we've been together for so long, you should love me by now. For everything that I've done for you, you should love me. For how much I've sacrificed, you should love me. And they're actually angry. And so like your person is like seeing, it's almost like you feel like their like eyes are like getting really wide. Like I never saw this within this person. Like, because the karmic would act really sweet, nice, and docile, and like, oh no, whatever, like whatever it is, giving, humble, like not, doesn't have that personality. And now what they're seeing is like, wow, like you are really manipulative. Like you don't even really want to be with me for the right reasons. Like you don't love me. If anything, you hate me, because it's like you want to control me. You want to like, you won't let me think. And so it's like making them want you more. It's again because it's making this person like find themselves. So it's becomes, the relationship becomes so like attractive because it's like you live your freedom. I can picture myself with you because you're not like trying to control me. You don't make me feel bad because of who I am. It's like, yeah, when I'm thinking of you, I get jealous because I really haven't given the time and effort and energy towards this connection because of this person. And it's like, and I don't really want that, but I almost feel responsible for this person. And I don't really want to feel responsible for this person. And that's what the karmic is feeling. And that's why the karmic is losing their mind. They're losing their mind. They just can't believe it. They just cannot believe it. So let's look at some triggers. Again, past lover. So it's again, this is what you felt. You're like, okay, like there's this person. And as long as this person is there, I really am not gonna like give to you. You're like trying to, I feel like your person would try to downplay the connection, like they were had more freedom, that they were, not with this person. When meanwhile you're like, what are you coming to me just for passion? And kind of it's like if they were trying to departmentalize the connection, because I don't really know where to put this person. This person isn't leaving. Like I thought by now, like I'd starved them out to a place where the karmic would get frustrated and leave, and that's not really what's happening. The karmic is getting more and more bipolar. They're getting more and more crazy. They're getting more and more where like your person's like, what the hell? And it's because the karmic is so jealous. It's like, again, and lies. And like you felt like this person was always covering up, downplaying, like you said, this situation with this person. It's again like they were cheating, but I don't really feel like they were cheating. I just feel like emotionally, this karmic has like instilled over time that they're responsible, that if they don't take care of them, they're a bad person, if they don't do for them. And I also believe your person comes from a home that might be religious, and also they don't want to look bad within their community. They really do care what other people perceive. So your person has to get to a place where they don't care. And that's what you knew. You were like, as long as it's like this and you departmentalize, oh, it's like, I feel like you're just cheating on her with me because emotionally you have a connection with me. You don't have a connection to this person, not really. It's more based on attachment, and the attachment is of guilt, it's manipulation, it's all these counterfeit like things like even I believe that the karmic got together with this person through like sex, through again what was perceived as passion at one time, but it wasn't. It was passion just through sex, not the actual like, oh, I know you, I'm passionate about you. I feel like over time, this is what your person sees the difference. They couldn't tell the difference between the counterfeit passion for a long time and what was flashy and what and what the ego was telling them, opposed to the realness of this connection. And only time could tell, only you standing your ground, which is again the reason why you standing your ground has actually delayed the process, which is what that karmic was trying to do, but it's kind of backfired on the karmic because karmic's like seeing your person's not like caving to them. If anything, they're standing their ground and they're getting more like, I know what my decision is, and my decision is not you. And that is why but again, union is an energy, not a physical contract. Even when we aren't together, I feel our union. It's again, and that's what's telling your person. It's like, we're not together. I have tried to control this. I have no control over it. Um, this is something that I feel like the divine has brought us together. This isn't something that I'm controlling. This isn't something like you're controlling whatever you're doing, they're saying to the karmic. You've manipulated every step of the way. It's like, and here this person hasn't done anything, and I'm still thinking about them. They didn't fight for me. They're not banging down the door to get back into my life. They're not, if anything, they said, oh, you're with somebody else. This is what it is. I feel like you're cheating by, I'm tired of your lies. Even though this your person was not cheating, they're like, well, what am I going to say? On an emotional level, I'm giving everything to this person. It's like, again, taking care of them. And that's all that the karmic really cares about, is what it looks like. It's again, don't listen to other people, trust yourself to know the truth. And that's really, they had to get to a place where they didn't listen to other people, that they had to, like, again, listen to themselves. I don't believe that this person was allowed to think for themselves for a long time. As again, I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true, and I pull away in fear. So it's again, that's like, almost like they've never experienced a relationship with that they'd be able to be themselves with. that they're able to think for themselves and make this own decision. By you actually walking away, that's what you showed this person. You're like, okay, this is how it's going to be. This is what's important to you. You're showing me. You don't need to have a conversation with me. I don't need to have a conversation with you. I'm watching and I'm seeing how you're treating me. I'm seeing. So you detached, and really detachment is what unconditional love is really based on. It's based on that you can be yourself and have your own process without judgment, to feel safe to be yourself, where that's what this person is learning. Then the relationship, it's like, I'm not allowed to think for myself in this karmic connection. I feel bound to something that's actually stripped away any type of passion, any type of emotional connection, that there's actually held together not by anything that's based on love, what's based on guilt, based on fear, based on manipulation. And for a long time, your person couldn't tell the difference. So they might have children. Some of you guys might be with someone that already has children, with someone that has a lot of different responsibilities. It might, if they don't have children, they still took care of like people on a financial level. If it wasn't like a karmic, if the family is karmic, there's people that are in your person's life that take too much of it. And this is really a story where your person is like coming to terms to be like, I can tell the difference, but this unconditional love definitely scares me because it's deep and it's real. And this person needs to be vulnerable. On some level, they were shut off to the point that emotionally that they couldn't even tell what type of relationship that they were in. So I wish you could see that we are mirroring each other right now. So it's again, this person feels like they can feel you. They feel as if, you're healing, you're changing, you're growing, that, you're going through your process. And that's what they feel also. There's a sense of deja vu when there's a past life connection. So there's almost like this person feels that this is spiritual connection, obviously, because they learned a spiritual lesson. That's huge. That's because they see it and they're making changes in their life. They know that they're going to be happier, but it's scary because it's like, again, changing the dynamic of who people are going to think they are, who people are going to, how, what people are going to perceive, because that karmic is not going to be quiet either. There again, when you can't control the person, you begin to control the environment. And that's what this karmic has continually done for a really long time. It's just not working anymore because your person's like, no, I still feel a connection. I'm still thinking about you. I'm still thinking about you. Why am I still thinking about you? Why do I want to know what's going on? Why am I making changes when that's what, again, is making karmic flip out? Because for a really long time, they were able to, to, develop over time. See, that's what this says, develop over time, like this persona, where now, like, I feel like your person's like, no, they're actually purifying themselves and refining their life and filtering out what isn't really supposed to be in their life. But the entire time, this karmic has been like refining how it needs to look, and live from this facade, wanted everyone to believe. And so what this is that this is a divine relationship, that's why your person does get jealous. And that's why, again, they're like, they don't want to lose this connection, because what they see is that it's real. And but only a spiritual connection would have awakened the truth to the type of connection that they're in. It's again, so they're feeling like between like 6 to 9 months, you guys will be in a much different standpoint, that they realize that the relationship might take some time to evolve and come back from this, because I feel like they did allow the karmic to manipulate. they should have been with you, that they, you know, it would have been easier to be with a karmic. But there's a sense of they were afraid. They were afraid of the intenseness of this, and also of, you know, having to confront you. Like they thought, oh, like they know that they were manipulated by the karmic. They know that when they never really were able to give this relationship a chance because of that. They knew that you were right. They didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to deal with the words. It was easier to deal with you than it would have been to deal with that karmic. Now what they see is, now they're in so much discomfort because they didn't do right by you, that they're dealing with the karmic anyway, and now the karmic is so mad because they feel as if they've invested, they've given, they keep, you know, the relationship really should have been over a long time ago. The karmic was not willing to let it go. They thought, well, I can manipulate it, I can change it, I can fix it, I can do, and really all that did was like show your person that they're extremely manipulative, and that they're manipulating like their environment, they manipulate through guilt, they manipulate by all different means, and that here you are, you're not even doing anything and they're still thinking about you. And they're like, no, I have deja vu. I keep thinking about this person, and that's like I said. So it's kind of all coming to a head right now, where if you don't feel them, this is the reason why. Like I said, at this time, things could go either way. It's like this is what the karmic thinks. And I think also they think that, but they're willing to take the chance. They realize that they need to. It's like they're afraid that it was, you know, delayed for so long. And that's what I said, where that's what the karmic kept trying to do, was like delay, delay, delay. But expect communication soon. They feel like you're going to receive a message, and that message is again that this person misses you, that this person is again, their wish is to actually be with you. They feel like you're a blessing. They feel like it's serendipity. So again, they're coming back. They want to create with you. Again, they feel they want to fix the relationship. And that's why I'm saying it's like there's again a lot of passion within this connection. And so this is what the karmic feels. This is again what their main thing is. Now you may be like, I don't really want this person, or you may say, I want this person. Doesn't matter, like whether you do or you don't. What's important is, why did you attract this person? Because every relationship teaches us, and they teach us something about ourselves. What triggers you within this connection? What are you supposed to heal? Right? That's what we have to say, whether you want to be with this person or not, because you'd still need to integrate the energy, because this person is still connected somewhat to that karmic, and they're still going to be able to be manipulated through this person. And is that going to trigger you? And obviously, would it be the downfall of this connection? Or do you need to integrate something? And by integrate, you heal the situation because you balance it out. Because once you don't react, the person doesn't get in their own way. I feel like this person continues to sabotage themselves, like by being connected to this person. And it's like at this point, to make sure that it's completely over. Like again, so rage. I feel like again, rage is usually created because we again don't feel supported, don't feel loved, feel abandoned, not heard. So, and that makes us not really be able to like have our unfoldment process, right? If we're connected to somebody that's wounded and someone else is dictating their life, well, obviously that's going to influence our life. So it's again rage, but no one should be able to make us feel angry. Now, rage is again that root chakra. It's a disconnect from our physical body, the physical world, or physical elements of the physical world. So it's not feeling loved. So if you're dealing with this person in the beginning, you might definitely need to, again, stay interactive very much in your own life. Let this person deal with the karmic on their own. Don't get pulled into their drama. Because rage is a sign like almost like victimization, betrayal, like inheriting like somebody else's wounding because they didn't really deal with it 100%. So you don't want that. And because again, by being overwhelmed with not just your like what's going on, but emotionally, if your person is going to be all like, because they haven't really dealt with this karmic person, not in the proper way, then then obviously, like I said, is going to affect your life. It's like, and also if your person's not healed from being with this person, then the way that they react might be like, I want to come into your life and want to control it because I didn't have control over my life. So in order for me to feel safe, because that second chakra really, again, is imbalanced because the first chakra is off. So where that person really hasn't found themselves 100% because they were restricted in who they are. So this relationship would need to have a lot of freedom within it. Trust is something that happens over time. Again, because the abuse, right? So it's again, so if you felt emotionally abused, you'd have to again have strong boundaries. Then it's not because this person would deliberately want to come in and abuse you. It's because they were just connected to someone that controlled their life. So how they perceive things is going to be off. It's how they perceive themselves is off. You can help this person, but that's only by you being strong. So Spirit's saying it's again to really heal abuse, because abuse is on an emotional level is I didn't get what I needed. On a psychological level, is it made me feel as if I wasn't worthy. And on a physical level, it's also like what we manifest in life. If we are not continually like feeding our passion, creating ourselves, and someone comes into our life, then obviously we can get overwhelmed by what's going on in their life. So what this is really saying is if this person comes into your life, you need to have like boundaries. And those boundaries aren't mean, it's just I'm busy with work. Will this person get triggered? Yes, they will because they need healing. However, the unconditional love that they have for you, this is what this displayed because listen, they're being manipulated by their environment. What they see is, I still love this person. So you actually setting a boundary will make them angry because again, the wounding is there. However, over time, they're going to be grateful that you allowed them their unfoldment time. Because when people are wounded, it's to this extent, like what you do today is not going to be what's beneficial for them later. It's like the issue is we might want to create stability and support, but that we can't for someone. They need to do it to themselves by having their own process. And when you are connected to someone that is wounded, you need to give them space to find their process. Otherwise, you wind up taking on the abuse. You wind up inheriting the trauma. You wind up because somebody is jealous, and that's where, because mainly your person didn't set the boundaries that they needed to create. You can love someone from afar, you can hold space for them, you can talk to them, but be busy with your own life, your own stuff, is what this is saying. Last bit of it. Energy attention. I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity arises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I am a firm, brave, and hardworking. So it's about giving again the attention to yourself And yes, you have unconditional love for this person, but again, you don't, if this person's situation triggers you, you need to again do your own shadow work, because that this person's situation shouldn't trigger you, because you're not getting involved in it. You're still being invested in your own life while giving this person space. Like I said, this person will get annoyed because they'll want to be able to, you know, they're going to be looking for support, but the amount of support that they actually need is not what they perceive. It's the fact that they're coming from a place of survival. So it's you don't want to be blocking this person from dealing with their situation. They have to deal with it, and you need to give them space to deal with it without it triggering you about their process. And that only happens when your focus is on something else. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated with this, and I'll talk to you soon.